Hello, I'm Rachel Porter, and I get to talk to you today about doing more with technology to truly impact learning, moving beyond just substituting old tools for new tools, but really redefining the way we teach because of the technology we have available. First, let's make sure we have a basic understanding of the SAMR model. This very popular model was developed by this guy, whose name I'm not quite sure how to pronounce, and it helps teachers understand the pedagogy behind effectively incorporating technology in instruction and learning tasks. Here is the classic image of the model. There are 4 levels of technology implementation, beginning at the bottom with substitution and progressing up the ladder to redefinition. There is a distinct transition between the augmentation and modification levels, where we move from simply enhancing what we've always done by using technology to truly transforming it by doing new things that were never before possible. This is what we mean by teaching above the line, and the purpose of this video is to show you what each of these levels might look like in an LMS. Although substitution is a likely starting point for most teachers, the goal of using technology needs to be making learning better, more authentic for students. So our aim from the start should be to reach the redefinition level. I invite you to visit my SAMR model board on Pinterest for lots of terrific resources, including interactive graphics and images that will help you transition. I'm going to show you the metamorphosis of a lesson from traditional methods to redefinition within an LMS. We'll be looking at an upper elementary math lesson, but I think you'll be able to draw parallels to your subject and level. We'll be using My Big Campus as our sample LMS platform. Our lesson is on 2-digit multiplication. Traditional methods would involve direct instruction, maybe some manipulatives, and of course, student worksheets. Starting at the substitution level, we may find a teacher who puts their worksheet online, substituting what was once done on paper with a digital copy. In My Big Campus, this could easily be done with a schoolwork assignment. The teacher uploads the worksheet and assigns it to students, who then open it on their device, annotate on it, and then upload it back to their teacher for grading. They are using technology to accomplish the same task they formerly did on paper. There is really no learning gain, although we may be saving some trees. Another example of substitution might be to type spelling words or other tasks instead of writing them on paper. This may be the entry point for teachers learning technology skills, but there isn't really an educational benefit. So let's quickly move on to augmentation. At this level, we are still performing the same general exercises, but now with some functional improvement by taking advantage of features. The benefit is often in the area of efficiency. Returning to My Big Campus schoolwork, a teacher might create an online assessment that can be auto-graded. The student receives instant feedback, and the teacher doesn't have to grade it. Graphs of data can give teachers a check for understanding. Now we're getting somewhere, right? Teachers could also post links to any number of online practice exercises. Other examples of tasks at this level might include taking advantage of spell check, Google for research, or making a digital poster with links and images. Again, the fundamental tasks are the same, but now we are incorporating some different features technology offers to make them better. So, are we ready to cross the line? Let's start doing different things instead of the same thing differently. Let's start modifying learning, not just tasks. This is a My Big Campus bundle created by a wonderful 5th grade teacher in my district. She begins her lesson with an introduction that uses multimedia to not only hook students, but also provide audiovisual cues that will greatly help benefit visual learners. Having access to this also means that a student who needs to hear and see things multiple times can easily do so. This bundle is for blended learning rather than an online course, so the teacher will still provide some direct instruction and offline activities for students. But then students will collaborate in an online discussion board about the real-life application of the skill. Next, students use digital tools for practice and progress monitoring that truly modify what we once saw in a worksheet. They provide not only instant feedback for students, but positive reinforcement for correct answers, and explanations when errors are made. They differentiate and are adaptive and track continuous progress monitoring by standard to give data that guides RTI. They allow students to work at their own pace, not being held back or left behind by their classmates. They also extend the classroom, making practice unlimited and available 24/7. This lesson bundle also includes extension activities that can be used for reteaching or further practice as needed. Students can hear the lesson taught in many different ways by many different people, increasing the likelihood of comprehension. This lesson is above the line because it incorporates multimedia, collaboration, and differentiation to truly transform the learning tasks. Using a MyBigCampus bundle collects this variety of resources into one place where they are easily accessed anywhere, anytime. The lesson is now fundamentally different from our traditional version. So we're up here at Modification. It's a great place to be, and students are learning in ways you never dreamed of 10 years ago. But how do we take it to the top? How do we accomplish the redefinition level? It's time to do what was once inconceivable. Let's go back to our lesson bundle from the modification level and redefine one of the activities. A wise man once said, "There's no better way to learn than to teach." So let's give the students the stage. Students can easily record videos of themselves explaining the skill as well as a real-world scenario. MyBigCampus gives them a place to share their work and evaluate their classmates' work. This example was created with the Doceri app for iPad, uploaded into MyBigCampus, but you could do similar things with tools like ShowMe, Explain Everything, MentorMob, or VoiceThread. Here are some more redefinition examples. Skyping with students in another country or with an expert in the field you are studying. Use your learning platform to have students submit questions ahead of time. Or use lulu.com to turn your students into legitimately published authors. Imagine how it changes things when your students can see their own short story for sale on Amazon. Your LMS provides the space for delivering instructions, links, deadlines, and feedback to students throughout the project. As we've gone through this example, you may have noticed the SAMR model thing seems a little familiar, like Bloom's taxonomy. It is. It's simply using technology to reach those higher levels of thinking. Using an LMS like MyBigCampus allows you to pull all these great resources into one place and deliver them to your students. It also helps you communicate better with your students. I feel it's important to give a word of warning as you think about how to better use technology for learning. The focus needs to always be on good teaching. It's easy to get it backwards, trying to find a way to use the latest and coolest tech tool in your classroom. But focus on pedagogy first. What will bring the greatest level of authentic learning for students? Then find a tool that will help you accomplish it. I really like these graphics I'm showing you because they give some great ideas for ways to incorporate technology to reach higher levels. But we can't really just say that this tool is a redefinition tool and that tool is a substitution tool, because it's really all about what you're actually doing with the tools. Albert Einstein once said, "The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education." Now, before we call one of the greatest minds in the history of the world a jerk, maybe we should consider that sometimes this is true. So let's redefine education. Technology makes it possible like never before. I'd love to keep the conversation going. Please feel free to email me or communicate through my blog. You'll also find me on Twitter and MyBigCampus, of course. Just look for my signature avatar. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for listening.